Okay, so I'm going to set the scene for us all. The year is 1999, and Stephen Sommers, he releases a movie. It is an absolute sensation. It is a blockbuster hit. With a budget of $80 million, it makes $417.4 million in global box office revenue. And this Stephen Sommers film is, of course, called The Mummy. The Mummy is this convergence of everything silly and perfect. Now, the year previous, Stephen Sommers directed a movie that was released 1 year previous called Deep Rising. Now, the way I feel about it is Stephen Sommers made Deep Rising, and he was trying to do something that he only really perfected in The Mummy. So this is a movie that it's just slightly off the mark on everything. And unfortunately, this movie also was a fucking bomb at the box office. I never look up anything, but it cost $45 million to make.
Holy shit.
And it made like $11 million total. But if you're only remembered for your failures, if he said, I can't do it, I'm going to pack it up. No, he said, I'm going to do the things that I want to do and do them correctly. So without Deep Rising, there is no Brendan Fraser is in The Mummy.
This movie is so fucking rad. I put it on expecting it to be lame, to be stupid. Like, I'm sitting and I'm trying to take notes, and I'm like, our show's called Upset Over Nothing, and nothing upset me about this movie. I've watched it 3 times in the last couple days.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I felt the same way. I kind of had Stefan's take on it. There was so much to delight in this movie, and like I was having trouble. I took a shitload of notes, but I was having trouble finding genuine gripes. Like I was mostly just writing down like ticky-tack stuff.
The poster for Deep Rising is it's a big blue eyeball. And the top of the poster says, full scream ahead. I think they were going for like a...
Full steam ahead?
Full scream ahead.
Yeah, but that's like a full steam ahead?
Yeah.
Which is like a boat thing?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think that's what they were going for.
Yeah.
Because scream and steam kind of sound alike.
I liked
that is true.
I liked that there was only one moment in this movie where they said anything nautical, and it was when they said the word bow. So you didn't even have to know about boats to enjoy this movie, which I thought was great. It's very accessible.
Could you imagine watching this movie and being lost? What the fuck are they? Are they at the bow or the stern?
What's it talking about? Before I forgot.
Oh, you were talking about the movie Deep Rising.
Full scream ahead. Okay. But it's part of the Deep trilogy. There's Deep Throat, Deep Rising, and then it culminates with Deep Blue Sea.
Deep Blue Balls.
There's Deep Impact too.
Yeah. It's all part of the quadrilogy.
The Deep Universe.
Deep Rising, and then Deep Impact, and then Deep Calling You a Cab.
So the movie starts with what was I gonna say about fucking Deep Rising? God damn it. So the movie starts with opening text, and it says something along the lines of, far below the South China Sea, there is a mountain range greater than the Himalayas. Countless vessels have disappeared. And we see this, and we're underwater, and we're moving through, and then the music from Jumanji starts, and we're treated to like a monster POV, just like Jaws. The text comes up, and like it bubbles, so you know water.
It's water.
Yeah.
It's water. Like they said it like 10 times, so it's water.
Yeah.
We surface and we see like this tactical boat that's like skipping along the water in a rainstorm. And then we go to inside the boat and it is being piloted by our star of the movie, whose name, his real name, is Treat Williams.
And he is a treat.
What a treat he is.
He's delightful.
Hey, before we get to that, the text that they used, was that like a Lethal Weapon font? No?
I didn't pick up on that.
You're just going to fucking stare at me through Discord?
I didn't recognize the font.
The show's about talking, people.
I do have a gripe about fonts later on, but it was not this one. This didn't spark
Okay,
anything.
well, listen. I'm going to go and I'm going to watch Lethal Weapon after because I feel like that's like the Lethal Weapon font.
How we doing out there, Layla?
Treat Williams is the star, and he has a very Superman-esque face.
Fuck you! How you doing my up?
Come on now, I pay you $2 a day, don't I?
You know when like a handsome man smiles and like lines form in his face? Treat Williams has like another set of like handsome lines. He sort of looks like a baseball glove in the most handsome way possible.
I was gonna say, it's like when Troy McClure's in that movie with the Muppets.
Why'd they make that one Muppet out of leather?
Treat Williams has the same kind of look happening that Brendan Fraser does. All of the classic features of like a good-looking type of guy. You know what I mean?
Yes, a very ruggedly handsome adventuring type. Very Indiana Jones-esque.
Yeah.
Like there were ugly guys that people thought were sex symbols, like Humphrey Bogart. It's like, oh, what a handsome guy Bogey is, but he's not. And then you have guys that look like Rock Hudson. And then Brendan Fraser and Treat Williams kind of fall in that in-between. They're not quite like so ugly, but they're also not pretty boys. They're dudes, you know?
Yeah, they're guys being dudes. And it's actually funny that you say that because it was very Indiana Jones. And I read that this role was originally offered to Harrison Ford, and he turned it down.
I'm going to call him Treat this whole discussion, but we should quickly say, if I cut to like any clips of the movie, his character name, he's Irish, I believe, and I think they say his character name is Finnegan O'Malley O'Shaughnessy Patrick Colin Gleason, shortened to Finnegan, of course.
Of course, yeah.
So he's driving his little boat, and his crewmate Leela, she's on the deck of the small boat, and she's fixing ropes outside in the storm.
Get off your lazy ass and come and help me!
Cut me some slack, will you? I'm working hard too, you know.
He's so cool. While she's outside risking her life in this monsoon, he's playing solitaire on the ship's navigational system.
I think it's Hold'em.
No, he's not playing solitaire. He's playing like a video poker. They just wanted to show that he doesn't care about women. He's more interested in whatever he's doing.
He's reckless. As soon as this happened, I was like, okay, we have our Han Solo-esque captain. We have like a badass, no-nonsense female person. And then I'm waiting for the goofy comic relief person. And I was so fucking happy to see Benny from The Mummy when he shows up.
And we'll call him Benny for the rest of the show.
He'll always be and only be Benny to me.
You're with me on this one, right?
Oh, your strength gives me strength.
His name is Pantucci. He's the Italian one. There's an Asian one, an Italian one, and an Irish one.
Pantucci, I thought you fixed the radar.
It's a little temperamental. You have to be gentle.
But it is Benny from The Mummy.
He doesn't sound particularly Italian, though.
No, he doesn't.
No, he sort of sounds like this.
He sounds like Benny.
That's squeaky.
Can anyone do a good Benny?
He's Benny.
And he's always complaining. You know what he sounds like?
Hey, we're going to go to... Yeah, we're going to skip Stefan's thing.
I didn't say anything.
You know, I for some reason, though, I have a feeling, you know? Okay, so they're driving along, and then up from the bowels of the ship, the actor who played Mogwai from The Last of the Mohicans shows up.
Everything all right?
Just peachy.
The guy's name in real life is Wes Studdy, but I'm going to call him Mogwai because...
No, Mogwai. Mogwai is from the
Gremlins.
The Gremlins.
He's Magua.
So Mogwai appears. He emerges from inside the ship to go talk to Treat, and he's dressed entirely in black. And that's just to let you know visually that he's the bad guy. And they ask Treat about where they are, and Treat says, we're heading to the middle of nowhere.
And our final destination?
Right there. Middle of nowhere square.
And this is where we learn that Treat Williams, he takes all kinds of jobs, and he never asks too many questions.
I also want to point out that Finnegan is driving like a warboat. It looks like one of those like PT patrol boats.
Yeah, in Vietnam, yeah.
He's got a big 50 cal on the back of it. Where does he dock this boat?
Any questions, Mr. Finnegan?
Nope. I get paid to shut up and do my job, so I shut up and do my job.
It's made very evident here that Mogwai definitely doesn't like the fact that he will not ask him questions about the job secretly. Because he's like, oh, don't ask me any questions. But there's that little inkling that you get, because he's like, you're not going to even ask me even one little itty bitty question about the job?
You're not the least bit curious as to where we're going.
Like the sign says, if the cash is there, we do not care.
He wants to talk about it so bad.
He does, yeah. He wants to tell somebody.
I gotta tell somebody. I'm just going crazy. I don't want you to ask me any questions. Okay. You can ask one or two. No, I'm all right.
Everybody gets one.
Treat's like, so where are we going? I thought you said no questions. Oh, okay.
Also, this is a small thing, but his henchman who's with him is the guy who voiced Big Smoke. from San Andreas. So we can all already tell where this is going.
Wow, the guy who voiced Smoke from Mortal Kombat 3. That's crazy. So there's Smoke, there's Cyrax, there's...
Kano?
Don't spoil Kano. He's the best part for me. So the little boat continues to travel, and we cross-dissolve to an ocean cruise liner, okay? And it's in the rain, and we push through these grand atrium doors, and we are immediately greeted with Big Bang orchestra music, which does not match the Chinese drums you see immediately when the doors are open. And boy, is this party happening. We have jugglers, we have gambling, I saw sheiks, there's some Hawawan Lawau dancers.
Hawawan Lawau?
I knew it. I knew we couldn't say it.
Luau. What is it?
Luau.
What did you guys think of the party on the boat?
Being of 2024, I was like, yeah, this is definitely what like a white person thinks like Chinese culture is like. It's not even specifically just Chinese. It's just all Asian stereotypes just jammed into one.
Anything fucking Eastern is on this boat. The boat is called the Argonautica, and it's all Chinese inside. So it's got a Greek name. It's decorated out in like weird slapdash Chinese stuff. And this is what I was saying about the font gripe that I had, because at one point it just shows a quick like shot of a big white neon sign in all lowercase that just says cashier in English. And I was like, what the fuck is that doing on this boat?
Okay, guys, we're doing like a Chinese cruise. What do we need? We gotta have those dragons. Yeah.
Those lanterns that they love so much. They love lighting.
The lanterns
warm lighting.
from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Fire, I think. And that'll do. That's very Asian.
That'll just about cover all of it.
There's one quick shot of two female bartenders kissing.
Yes.
And because every single guy in Hollywood's like a sleaze, I just imagine them filming that shot. Pour the drinks. Now kiss. That's right.
Well, the same thing happened earlier when Layla comes back inside and she's talking to Treat Williams and she just changes her shirt. The audience is not shown anything, but you know that everyone in that room saw everything, and that's the only reason they did it.
Yes.
The director's like, yeah, put this on when you come in.
Yeah, treat gets a treat. The party is continuing in the grand atrium of the Argonautica, which Nautica, from the Greek, those sweaters, and then Argo, the Ben Affleck movie. So a guy in a white suit taps his glass, and he gets everyone's attention.
Ladies and gentlemen.
His name is Canton.
Mesdames et messieurs, on behalf of myself, Captain Atherton, and his crew.
On behalf of the captain and myself, which you don't have to say because you're the one talking. You can just say, on behalf of the captain and crew, I welcome everyone to the maiden voyage of the Argonautica. And Canton says that it has been his dream to make the most expensive ship ever built.
To create the greatest, most luxurious, most expensive pleasure ship ever built.
And he cheers, good times forever. Nothing bad will ever happen. Hurrah!
He's the only guy who's whiter than his suit. He's also the fucking dude from Silence of the Lambs.
Yes, he's the doctor.
Yeah, he runs the asylum.
I was just going to say, I think that this man perpetually plays smug scumbag.
He's great at it.
He's very good at it, but the interesting thing that I found about this is much like the decor of the boat, he says hello to all of his Asian guests in English and in French, but not in any other language. He just...
Oh, yes.
And then moves on, and everyone's like, all right, sure, I guess.
What did that man say, do you think?
It would throw, like, the vibe off. He'd be like, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Bonsoir, mesdames et messieurs.
So, after Canton cheers and everyone raises their glass... We're
still in this thing, right? This cruise liner probably holds like 3,000 people.
No, it's huge, yeah.
He's giving a little speech to like 50 people in the casino after they've already set sail, toasting the inaugural voyage. Like that's the kind of speech that you would give on like the top deck, not in the casino.
Aha, but it's raining, Stefan.
And why would he even be on the goddamn thing?
That actually, you're raising a very important question. There is a good reason why Canton should not be on this boat.
Yes.
But during this party, somebody steps out, and for me, they're the absolute best part of the whole movie. We cut to Famke Jensen, and she bumps into the captain of the ship, and she goes, oh, pardon-moi.
Oh, excuse me.
No, excusez-moi, mon capitaine.
Really very sorry.
She expertly steals the captain's wallet and keycard outside of the grand atrium, looking out over into the ocean. Something interrupts her. It's horrible monster sounds.
She's chewing bubble gum because she's a badass. We know that immediately. She's got the cocktail dress on. She's looking great. I thought that it was a little unnecessary that she had to clown on the captain's picture. Like, we all know, everyone knows he's ugly. It's fine. Like, you don't have to open it up and be like, ugh.
Famke Janssen, absolute charisma. Loved her through the entire movie. But why does the captain have like his captain ID license in his wallet?
In case he gets pulled over.
Yeah.
I was thinking, like, who's he going to get pulled over by? Like, let me see your captain's license. It's the most expensive ship, and it's like this cheesy black and white like photo that looks like it came out of like a 1995 printer.
Well, that's what at first, because she sees there's no cash in there, so and she makes that kind of face, and she pockets the card. I didn't clue immediately that was actually like an access card. I thought she was literally just stealing his credit card, and then I thought, like, where is she going to spend this money on the boat?
Okay, the captain, the way he looks, I thought to myself, he reminds me of Pete Postlethwaite.
Yeah.
But he's not Pete Postlethwaite. So I wrote down a name for him, Pog Mail Pound. Because Pete Pog, Postal Mail, Weight Pound, there's jokes here, everybody. There's jokes on the show.
Mail pound.
So Famke hears the horrible monster sounds out in the open ocean, and when we cut back to Treat Williams's Vietnam boat, and it's the same musical sting whenever you see his boat, and it sounds like the music from Commando. There's island drums, but it's always the same. Dun, 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 dun.
It sounds fantastic.
It's very good. I like the score in this film. And actually, I was keeping an ear on it because I remember, Stefan, you had mentioned it in previous episodes, and I never really pay attention to that. I really liked it.
You don't hear that song when you see Treat Williams or other characters. You only see it when you see his little boat. So that is the boat's theme.
That's amazing.
So below deck, we get to meet all the evil henchmen.
The best.
They're all very manly. They're all brandishing knives and guns and talking about sex. And they do like a high five. And there's a lot of like manly sort of like grunting and stuff.
The only way to shut him up is to shoot him.
Yeah?
It's amazing that every henchman in this movie was like a, hey, I know that guy.
Yeah, every single one of them.
It's a who's who of like other movies where you're like, hey, I fucking know that guy.
Like that black dude, the bald guy is, I think he was from Blood Diamond. I remember him from. He was also in Gladiator.
I'm a growing boy, you know.
Jamin Hansu, yeah.
You're still growing? You got a problem with that? Be happy I don't eat you.
You got Tom from Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels.
Yeah.
Cliff Curtis, who most recently was in Avatar 2.
What you realizing, Mamuli? That my goal in life before I die is to make love to a woman from every country on earth.
Although you wouldn't recognize him because he's a blue guy, but he was also in Dr. Sleep.
Oh, is that Mamuli?
Yeah, Mamuli. I'm not comfortable saying his name.
Oh, that dude.
But for me, there was one face and one voice that stood out amongst all others.
Hate this bloody water stuff.
Kano?
Kano from fucking Mortal Kombat.
So then he freezes this guy, right? And then he explodes.
Disgusting.
Fuck off, mate.
Everyone knows, by the way, that that's actually how all Australian men sound and look. Because everyone from Australia is a violent criminal.
Did anybody else, like, you're watching and listening to Mamuli being like, yeah, I want to bang a girl on every continent. Yeah, I'm definitely not gay. Yeah, I don't love every second being trapped in the hull of the ship with you big sweaty men. I'm gonna bang lots of girls. Yeah, it's my favorite thing is banging girls.
Oh shit, man! Island, country, continent. If there's women there, well, I'm interested.
We talked about casting on Independence Day Resurgence, and we all talked about how the young, handsome, attractive people were all very boring to look at. Every single henchman has a unique look, and everyone's face looks tough and rugged, but also has a lot of personality in just the face. It's like Predator levels. I don't mean sexual Predator. I mean the movie Predator levels of like, I'm gonna cast each character with a really good, strong face.
Well, and they do a good job of making them feel like a group of people that could be real. Like even just the way that they're fucking with Kano because he gets seasick.
Yeah, and there wasn't a whole lot of emphasis on how they met. Like the only bit of like exposition that would go back in time is when one of the guys, I think Billy asked, like, or is it Kano? He's like, oh, does he ever stop talking about women? He's like, not since I've known him. Like, that's the only bit. Other than that, you're just there with them, which is so refreshing. And like, we didn't need to have their origin story. We didn't need to have, oh, remember that time in Libya? It's like, Just fucking get on with it.
Jason Statham comes around the corner. What's the job? And then we got to hear 45 minutes of exposition.
What's the job? We're going to take a Chinese girl from this boat and stick her in my trunk. Take her back to my basement.
Where's the job?
What's the job?
Who's the job?
How many Chinese do I have to kidnap?
Every guy in the hull of the boat, they're so fucking manly. They're all chewing bullets and they're all sharpening their guns. But Benny, he's a bit of a sneak, right? So Benny goes to the hull of the boat to see what these manly men are doing, and he investigates their cargo, and he finds all their huge, heavy torpedoes.
I wanted to see, did any of you guys notice how he was walking?
Benny?
Yeah, you don't know it at the time, but he's got like that giant crowbar down his pants, and I was just thinking to myself, like, why is he walking like this? And then when I found out what he was doing, I was like, what was he going to say if anyone saw him? Like, oh, I got a fat hog. I got to walk around like this all the time.
You know, I'm just thinking about these henchmen. When you said they offered it to Harrison Ford, doesn't this feel more like an Arnold Schwarzenegger type movie?
This element is very much Predator, 100%. Like this whole element of it, yeah.
All that it's missing is like some music. It needs like Long Tall Sally playing in the background.
Yeah.
But then you'd also have Schwarzenegger carrying the torpedoes onto the boat with his bare hands.
I'm just a simple farmer.
Why was Pantucci snooping around?
Yeah, you never understand. They like almost make it seem like that's what he does.
You're not where I think you are you?
You know what I mean? He's like, you better not be where I think you are.
So, yeah, Pantucci reveals, I'm going to call him Benny, okay? Because that's who he is in The Mummy, okay?
Yes.
Benny reveals, or learns rather, that these guys have torpedoes.
Whoa. Nasty.
He's caught by one of the evil henchmen.
I'm feeling a real lack of love here.
Who bring him into that room with all the manly men with all their guns and knives, and they start doing punches at him, and you can hear it's great. They used every stock punch sound effect.
They even used the little skibbity skedaddle sound at some point.
Well, don't just sit there. Go help him.
Are you kidding me? Those guys are dangerous.
Treat Williams reluctantly saves Benny with an armed harpoon gun.
We got a contract. 20 hours out and back. You beat my engine man to death, it's gonna take a hell of a lot longer.
Now we also learn that these guys, these henchmen guys with Magua, they were ready to kill Benny.
Well, I vote we kill him.
I vote we kill him, then we throw him overboard.
Or say we eat him. It's like they all are horrible murderers.
They're manly men. They're just beating Benny up with their cocks.
Yeah, hitting him with their hogs.
Like, was Treat just gonna let them do whatever they wanted until Layla told him to go down and help? He's like, I'm not going down there. That's dangerous. And I was like, yeah, fair point, but like, you need this guy.
Also, we need the comic relief.
Everybody okay? Anybody gonna shoot anybody?
And I thought the little standoff was cool. It's a great way to like show that Treat Williams is cool under fire and witty and all of the roguish things that we want from our lead.
Also, a little note that I made. So they're all at that little standoff bit, right? Treat's got the arrows in the straight guy's face, and everyone else is pointing their guns, right?
Super straight.
The straightest dude.
Loves women.
Everyone else is pointing their guns. The other black guy, who looks so familiar to me.
Big Smoke.
Is that Big Smoke?
He's in everything. That guy's been in like 2 of the Friday movies. He's in everything.
That dude is holding his gun and he's pointing it at Treat Williams, but he's got his thumb on the hammer while he's got his finger on the trigger.
They all hold their guns like idiots. I have some notes about that later on.
Meanwhile, Famke, she breaks into the office of the captain, and she breaks into the vault using the stolen key card.
Please enter your security key card. Good evening, Captain Atherton.
Good evening to you.
And then she hacks into a safety deposit box on the boat, and she starts like stealing jewelry, when all of a sudden she's caught by the captain of the boat, Pete Postlethwaite, Canton, and some goons.
Some goons.
And Canton, he goons for her. Canton reveals a fax that he has of her.
Mm-hmm.
According to this fax we received, you're wanted for burglary, robbery, forgery.
It's kind of like out of nowhere. He's like, you dirty whore.
My God, what a cheeky little trollop you are.
Yeah, right?
You fucking trollop.
He comes in really hot.
I think it's because you're not very good at what you do.
Also, I don't know if anybody noticed. I don't know if it's typical or maybe it's like a luxury thing that I'm not used to, but there's a mirror on the inside of like the safety deposit box.
For jewelry.
We do get the payoff from my previous comment comment about how she was clowning on his photo. So I retracted that in this moment because he then says, not your best picture. And she kind of huffs.
Canton, yeah, like you said, Stefan, really gives Famke what for. He smacks her around, calls her names, and then says, we're going to throw her in the brig. But they don't have a brig, so they throw her in like a dry food storage room.
Captain, I forget, do we have a brig on this ship?
She says you can't put a lady in the brig.
Also, very transphobic of that captain to be like, you're no lady.
Yeah, for real. And another interesting point about this, well, two. One, the captain is wearing a cummerbund underneath his uniform, which I found very funny.
To hide his cum.
Yeah, because he's coming in it. That's the whole point of a cummerbund, as I understand it.
Fill it with cum.
This was the first moment of the movie where I started to get an inkling that maybe there was some comedy put into this, because they both call each other captain in this scene. The captain, after Canton hits Famke Janssen, the captain says, "Captain, you don't need to do that." And then he says, "Shut up, Captain."
They were probably like role playing some like sexy sex game where now you be the captain and I'll be the captain.
Oh, you're gonna fill up the cummerbund.
Okay, so Famke stole Canton's wallet.
You, Mr. Canton, are no gentleman.
She reveals that once she's thrown in the makeshift brig. We cut back to Treat Williams. Cue commando music. Benny notifies Treat about the torpedoes as Benny's like head is getting stitched up.
They must be 30 feet long, man. And they're not nukes or nothing, but the bang sure would make your butt pucker.
And that's when you see Benny kissing Leela. So they're a couple. They're both complaining to Treat Williams like, hey, these guys might be doing terrorism. And Treat says, my life philosophy is, if the cash is there, we do not care.
What kind of life philosophy is that, man?
And that reminds me of Indiana Jones' Fortune and Glory.
Fortune and glory.
His character only has one way to go. From someone who doesn't want to be involved to someone who is completely involved and who becomes the hero.
When we were talking about Pool Hall Junkies and we were talking about a protagonist having a negative objective, and like you were saying, oh, it's like Rounders, it's even better when our protagonist has things forced upon him. Treat Williams has this whole scenario. Apart from accepting the job in the first place, he has everything else forced upon him, and he has to figure it out.
What the hell are they gonna do with torpedoes?
When we find out that Benny and Layla are a couple, and she's stitching his head up while he's standing in a moving boat.
Hold still, you big dummy.
I'm sorry, it stings.
And she tells him to stop moving. And I was like, what the fuck do you mean stop moving? This will come back later with the whole, like, do you have any painkillers? Give me a kiss kind of thing.
Treat kisses Benny whenever he's feeling blue.
And this is the thing. I thought
a little smooch on the forehead. Just mwah.
I thought from the original interactions that they have that Treat Williams and Layla were a couple. So when I saw this happening, I was like, wow, this is so progressive. It's like a polyamorous throuple of mercenaries on this weird old boat. That's pretty cool.
That is the truth. That's what happened.
Yeah, they're running train. Full scream ahead.
Yeah.
Magua, he gives his tactical team of evil henchmen some weaponry.
Say hello to the Chinese M1L1 triple pulse assault rifle.
And I think the gun is the RCP-120, developed by the Carrington Institute in Perfect Dark. It's got a barrel that spins bullets to keep them from going bad, and it's auto-cooled so it doesn't burn your hand.
Also, super smart to send your team of mercenaries into battle with guns they've never used.
Also, smart tact, giving your soldiers weapons from China. I mean, come on. As soon as he said Chinese, I'm like, they're not waterproof. They're not going to shoot at all. The barrels aren't going to rotate after like the first 10 seconds.
All the bullets just come out of one barrel and it fucking explodes.
Those guns are the dumbest things ever. The rotating barrels I get so that you can shoot more without the barrels getting hot. How much are they actually shooting? Did they need to kill every single person on that cruise? And also they have 1,000 round capacity, but there's no magazine anywhere. So what, the 1,000 rounds are just stored in the gun?
The balls. They're stored in the balls.
Do you know what 1,000 rounds of ammunition looks like?
Or weighs?
Or weighs, for that matter.
Rotating barrels, 1,000 round capacity, auto-cooling, watertight.
If you're going to shoot, I think like a machine gun will fire like 30 rounds a second.
Yeah.
So in 4 seconds, that's 100 rounds. In a minute of shooting, like you're just completely empty. And they're not carrying any extra ammo.
This is the first moment of the film, though, where I was like, okay, all these guys are going to fucking die. Because as soon as he hands out all the weapons, we cut to Tom from Lock, Stock, and he's holding his gun sideways like Lou on his birthday. And I was like, these guys are all gonna die. These are gonna fucking wiped out immediately.
Also, how can a gun be waterproof?
I was waiting for him to say, along with all the other like things it does, like non-stick.
Never needs sharpening.
It's got OnStar.
Easy to clean.
We cut back to Famke, and she's still trapped in the makeshift brig, and she is doing what I would be doing, which is just eating snacks that are in there and drinking champagne.
I love it.
Mm-hmm. A mystery person then goes into the control room of the ship, where all the computers are there, and he hacks the ship's 3 CD-ROMs, and he swaps them with different CD-ROMs. He actually puts in 3 Bare Naked Ladies CDs. And then everything gets shut off, right? All the navigation, all the communication, it all goes out. And you know for sure that Canton wasn't the mystery man, because on the bridge, he makes a big fuss about how the ship is impervious to weather.
That's nonsense. The ship is impervious to weather.
It's state-of-the-art, top of the line.
This equipment is state-of-the-art, top of the line. Mr. Canton, putting it correctly.
So you know for sure Canton had nothing to do with this.
I have something here, sir. Whatever it is, it's, big.
There's a bald crewman who is looking at
that's Prince Harry
a screen, and he's rather unfortunately bald, and he has a really large bulbous head. He looks like a bulbous.
A bulbous.
And
did you cut his hair with a baseball bat?
Yeah, it sort of looks like there's a volleyball trying to escape out the top of his head. He's looking at the sonar screen and he says, "We have something here, sir. Something big." And I wanted it to cut to the screen, and it's just a reflection of his forehead and scalp.
Did anybody else think that he looked like Wallace from Wallace and Gromit?
Gromit!
We have a problem here, Captain. We've run out of cheese.
Not even Wensleydale? He says, "We have something here, Captain. Something big, something deep is rising." And then we cut to that shot of
his dick,
the ship being struck underneath by some sort of monster. And then everyone on board falls over and rolls around. A lady who don't know runs into like a bathroom to hide. She gets sucked through the toilet. It either grabs her dress and pulls her through, or something forms like a suction around her asshole that rips her down and through the toilet pipe.
That bathroom is like the shittiest looking bathroom, by the way. It's got like little dollar store plastic containers, and it's also got like loose wrapped toilet paper rolls like on a ledge. I'm like, this is the most expensive cruise liner in the world. It looks like the bathroom for a hobby store that shouldn't be for customers, but you occasionally let customers in to use it.
It's the employee bathroom.
But yeah, it definitely gets her by the asshole, because you see the legs and arms are completely free. I wrote that down, actually, that's got to be a shitty way to go.
Everybody that gets sucked down or pulled through something is legitimately terrifying, and it's done really, really well. We can talk about all the people that it happens to, but it starts with her through the toilet, and it's terrifying, and it's fast and vicious.
And like, I made a note of this later on, we can come back to it, but like, they don't shy away from like the blunt force trauma of being whipped around inside this boat. And I thought that was actually really, really scary.
Or they're getting pulled through the pipes, and then you hear that noise, and then you see the pipes got like split apart, like they got forced through this metal.
Like every time like somebody was getting whipped around by the tentacle, and like they would whack their head off a pipe or something and blood would go into the water. I was like, oh my God, yeah, it's awful.
Hey! Who said you could put holes in my boat?
The henchmen, they rig Treat's boat with torpedo launchers.
Another 22 minutes when we run on top of whatever's out there.
Magua then asks when they'll be arriving at their mystery location. They say 22 minutes. But then Treat, in his pleasure boat, he smashes into a speedboat that fell off the Argonautica. The engines of his small boat, they go out. The ship starts taking on water. Benny says he needs parts. It's not looking good for Treat's boat. Then we cut to Layla, who's looking through Ray Stance's goggles from Ghostbusters, and she says there's a cruise ship there.
It's a cruise ship.
And Treat and Benny say,
Believes you could spare some fuel? In a few minutes in her machine shop.
Then the henchmen all pull out their RCP-120s and they say,
"We'll take over from here."
Aha, Magua and his henchmen, their destination, the goal was the cruise ship as well.
When they hit the lifeboat, I was like, okay, so the lifeboat was stuffed with the entire cruise ship's supply of nitroglycerin. Because the second the boat touches it, it goes up like a candle. There's the whole thing where we've previously seen Benny find the warheads, and we see them fighting the fire underneath the boat. But then Tom, from Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels, he like opens one of the warhead containers while there's still a fire like active in the room.
Well, I don't think that like they're supposed to be mercenaries, but they were probably all dishonorably discharged for being idiots.
And gay.
And very gay.
They're all super straight though. Which one are you talking about?
No, yeah, we know they're straight because they said that they want to have sex with women from all over the world. I just can't get enough. I know what a vagina looks like. Magua, he is aware that the cruise ship has no way to communicate.
You know, hand over a ship like that, they got half a dozen different ways to call for help.
Not anymore.
But mysteriously, he doesn't know why it's not moving. Then Benny, in a close-up, he leans over to Treat and he whispers that the torpedoes are armed.
They've armed all the bombs, man. They're alive.
Layla and one henchman stay behind to fix a hole in Treat's ship. Treat, Benny, Magua, and the henchman, when they get to the cruise ship, they all board it.
Okay, let's move up.
They rappel up the side of the cruise ship and they end up in what looks like a water sports gift shop. There's wave runners and boogie boards and pool noodles.
Oh, that's not what I thought when you said water sports. I thought it was like a special room that was like covered in plastic so that you could,
Had a funnel mask.
Yeah, for piss play. Yeah, sorry.
So you could pee on people.
Yeah, absolutely.
The henchmen and Treat and the guys, they're all walking down like a hallway in the ship and they all sound off on their assignments.
Sound off. We got the boat. Level 6. Casino. Level 3.
And this is when you learn that they're just here to rob the ship. They kick open the atrium doors and they expect to see a crowd of people because they talk about like crowd control, but there's nothing. There's nobody in there. All the lights are off. It's just broken chandeliers and upturned tables.
And then I think somebody says there's a great quip about, I think it's Benny, says somebody had one hell of a shindig.
Yeah, there's a couple of those.
Yes, yeah.
Classic action movie.
It's actually, I think you're required by law to either say like one hell of a party or one hell of a shindig. We also get Treat saying, I've got a bad feeling about this. All you're missing really is a moment when Treat is looking down a hallway and he sees lots of monsters and he turns to his compatriots and says, we've got company.
We got blood here too, mate.
Kano discovers blood. There's blood everywhere.
Well, the lifeboats are all still out.
They go outside of the ship and they see that all the lifeboats are still attached to the ship. So the henchmen are wondering where everybody has gone. And they're also trigger happy when they start to shoot when a firework goes off on a wall.
I love that moment. I loved when they're shooting because something scares them and then Treat's like, shh, guys, keep it down. And then they all just take that moment to just shoot their guns because they're having fun.
It's cute.
It is very cute.
The team inside the cruise ship, they split up.
T-Ray, Mamuli, take Finnegan and the Grease Monkey.
Take the freight elevators.
Treat Williams, Benny, Kato, who's the guy from...
Kato is Bruce Lee.
Kano. No, not Kato. Kano.
No, Kato is the elder.
Kalen.
Kano, Treat, Benny, and Mamuli, they all head down to the basement of the boat where there's like the repair shop. Famke Jensen, she wakes up and she hears monster sounds in the pipes. And then she takes out a hair clip and she uses the clip to open up a box of wires. You think that she's going to cut a wire to free herself, but she just jams the clip in and then fries the circuit. And
she gives a little look like, I guess, whatever, and then just sticks it in, and then the door opens. I loved it. It was so great.
The fridge door is unlocked?
I did make a note of that, because that's either a walk-in fridge that she's in, and if it is, it's not on, because she's not cold, or it's got like an old grandma's doorknob handle on it.
Yeah, it's just dry food storage.
Yeah.
Or it's the brig, but it's not finished, and they've just been jamming food into it because they've never had to use the brig.
And that would make more sense as to why there's only 2 boxes of tomatoes for 3,000 people on the cruise ship.
The man did a good job of shutting everything down.
But he wasn't supposed to stop the ship.
The bridge is empty. Magua confirms to the audience through dialogue that they did have a man on the inside who shut everything down, but he wasn't supposed to, like, stop the ship from moving. He was just supposed to cut off communications. Communications. And navigations.
We definitely don't want to cut off communications.
So back on Treat's little pleasure boat, Leela, she's patching up a hole, just this enormous hole with a small blowtorch.
Turn up the pump, you idiot! We're sinking!
You're not the boss of me.
And the guy on top of the boat says, "You're not the boss of me. This is bogus, man. This is a lame terrorist group. I'm going to work for my uncle's terrorist group."
Literally gives that vibe, though. He's got that, like, you can't tell me what to do. I'm the one in charge. You don't boss me around.
Girls can't boss me around. I'm part of an elite terrorist group.
Only guys can boss me around.
I like when the big muscle guys push me around.
Layla is not welding anything. She's just, like, heating up a piece of metal. Like, she's not even on, like, the seam. I don't even know what she's welding. She's just hanging out by the hole, touching metal with that torch.
Yeah, she's holding X. It's video game logic, right? But while she's repairing the hole, she's spooked by a dead body, like in Jaws. So we got some Jaws feelings here, some Jaws vibes, some Die Hard vibes, some Aliens vibes as well. We'll get to that later.
Dude, that body looks like an absolute monstrosity. It's naked, it's bloated. It's only been in the water.
Yeah, he's bloated, yeah.
A couple hours, right? Maybe not even.
What if that guy just looked like that, though? Then something underneath the water, because Layla's like up to her waist in water, grabs her and it pulls her through the hole.
Pulls her through most violently, I must add. With such speed, like the snap of the camera lens, like, and the noise of like her hitting the edge of the thing, just, ferocious. Another example of somebody getting ripped away from something by these monsters.
The effect here is better than the one in the toilet, though, because it's all done in like one shot. And I don't know if it's an overcranked camera or if it's like a seamless edit to a dummy. She's pulled away so violently, and what looks like a single shot from like her expressive face. It's an excellent effect and very, very spooky too.
Yeah, it was horrific to watch. I made a note of that myself, and it's just like, it has to be a dummy. I feel like it has to be, because the way she hits the edge, you'd snap someone's back. I don't know. I'm sure they have a way of doing it, but it was very well done.
I also didn't like to see her. I mean, I don't like to see people get killed in general, but like in like a movie sense, it really felt as though that Layla was going to witness the one henchman get killed by a monster. Like Layla, she wasn't supposed to die there. It was the other guy who was supposed to die. Layla was then going to like see it happen, and then she rushes onto the cruise ship to tell everyone else what's going on. It felt weird that she was the one who died.
The hulls on these ships are supposed to be impregnable.
So what are you saying?
Why are my feet wet?
In the basement of the ship, Benny and Treat Williams, they're doing their repairs in the repair shop, and they're being watched over by Kano and Mamuli.
I vote we leave. Who votes we leave?
Shut up.
Like I said before, I don't like saying Mamuli.
Why not, Travis?
It's too close to another word.
Mammal?
We'll call it a Sopranos word.
A Sopranos word.
Hey, check it out. It's my future ex-wives.
So Mamuli sees boobies on the wall, and he's distracted because he's very straight.
Because he's always in character. He's playing that straight guy so strong that he's like, hey, guys, look what I just saw.
It's very heterosexual.
I need
boobs.
This is what I like.
Yeah, I touched those. Yeah, I've been there.
That's a nice pair of those. You ever just go, women's breasts. Kano hears monster sounds that no one else hears. And as he's like looking, you see up in like the rafters, you see up in the ceiling, there's like a gooey tentacle. And then Kano, he walks away to go find out where that sound came from. And then it cuts back to Treat Williams and Benny. And Treat says to Benny,
"What you got there? Peanut. 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 Okay. What?
Shit. Peanut. Peanut.
Peanut.
Peanut. And then Benny drops his peanut.
Because, oh man.
What's that about?
I loved it.
I loved it.
I have no idea, but I thought it was delightful. This is...
Freaks out. He's like, shit.
Peanut.
Yeah, shit, my peanut. This is the least plausible part of the movie, because anyone who's legitimately from Australia knows better than to go walking into random noises.
Well, that's sort of what I thought, that like he heard this monster noise and it made him homesick, and he's like, oh, I know what that sound is. That's the sound. That's the sound of me best mate.
Crikey!
Every animal in Australia is a Dark Souls boss. So Kano walks. He walks very far away in search of the monster sound, and then he tries to drink some seawater.
Why? Yeah, I wanted to know about that.
Yeah.
I made a note about it. Why does he taste the water?
Oi!
Is that like some Australian thing where like you can tell what animals are near if you like taste the water and it's...
Because I didn't understand that either. Like, why is he tasting it for gas? Tasting it for oil? Is he trying to find piss?
Also, why is there so much steam? The ship doesn't have power. The engines are out. The ocean water is cold. Where is the steam coming from? And this is a room comprised entirely of pipes. I don't know.
It's pipes.
It's
all pipes.
No good. It's full of steam.
No good. It's full of steam.
This is a modern cruise ship. This is not a cruise ship from the early 1900s that was run on steam. I don't know what these pipes go to. I don't know why there's so many valves. At one point, we cut to Kano, and behind him is just a wall of pipes. And the pipes are like the dividing wall. Like, it looks like a house frame of pipes, and each one of those pipes has a valve.
It's a great set. And then Stephen Summers says, as many pipes as you can possibly fit. I want the whole boat to be made entirely out of pipes.
More pipes!
Wires fall out of the ceiling, and it gives Kano like a jump scare. Like, oh. Moments later, Kano then sees something bubbling in the water, and
Before we get there, because we're always talking about scary movies where, like, character is looking away from where the ghost is, but the ghost is hanging out there, and then when the character turns back, the ghost disappears. And it's like, was the ghost just doing that for, like, the audience? However, here, when Kano hears a noise, we see the bubbling behind him, and then when he turns back to look at it, it's still bubbling. Again, effective storytelling. We're in on it before Kano is.
Yeah, no, that's actually that makes sense. I never thought about that. Travis, I think you and I are on the same page with what's about to happen.
The inexplicable edit. I was I was perplexed by this, and I actually wrote down the shots in order of how they occurred, because I don't understand what happens.
This whole setup from when Benny makes a joke that Kano hates, and he sticks a gun in his face, then he hears something and leaves. Can you tell me from your recollection where Kano goes in relation to where Treat Williams and Benny are?
Okay, so looking at it on screen, we're looking at Treat and Benny. Kano goes to the left and behind around like a hallway.
Yeah, so he's in a completely different room. He leaves the room into a hallway.
When Mamuli is talking to Kano, Mamuli's not looking at him. Mamuli's just shouting, which further gives the impression that he's far away.
And it's not like he went up some stairs and he could possibly be above them on a landing or something. He's left the room. And now, Travis, I'll throw it back to you now that we've established that.
So Kano sees the bubbling water. And then there's a shot of him, whatever gets him, pulls him underneath the water. We cut to Treat Williams and Benny at the table where they're working, and Kano's gun falls from above onto their table. We hear Kano's screams echo from far away. Mamuli turns around to look, we don't know at what, and then it cuts to blood spraying up in the room that we're in. Mm-hmm. And then Mamuli takes his gun out and points it at Treat and Benny and says, "What did you do?"
Hey, what did you do? Don't shoot! Well, what happened to T-Ray? What did you do to him? We didn't do anything.
And the water around their feet is clear. How did the gun go from Kano far away to on the table that startles them? What is Mamuli being startled by? The sound of the gun? Because the edit implies that he sees the blood spray, but we don't see that blood spray in a wider shot with them. It feels like something was missed and it's trying to be repaired in the edit.
The best that I can tell, the only theory that I have that makes any sense is what they're trying to imply is that Kano got pulled through a pipe and then passed over them in that room. And his gun fell out somehow, and then blood splattered as he got shredded by the pipes.
That makes sense.
It's not executed well, though.
No, because the pulling and the gun dropping happened so quickly. Maybe they didn't shoot the shot of the gun coming through the hole. Maybe they don't have the footage or lost the footage of Kano getting pulled through a pipe.
You don't see the pipe split. You don't see him moving through a pipe in any way. Like you see the guy, Owen Wilson inside the Anaconda. In Anaconda, you don't get that shot.
Owen Wilson?
Yeah, he was in Anaconda.
I think you're thinking of... No, was he? I'm thinking of that, of Angelina Jolie's dad.
He was also in Anaconda.
John Voight.
Yeah, John Voight.
He had a LeBaron.
John Voight? The actor?
That's right. So they were both in Anaconda, and they were also inside Anaconda.
Yeah.
The gun on the table bit makes me think that there was a shot where somebody went out looking for Kano, and then they came back and they just dumped the gun on the table and said, "This is all we found."
Yeah.
That makes sense too.
But the gun was dry. The other thought that I had was maybe the monster ate him and is actually hanging out above them and then spits the gun out because it realizes it can't digest it. But that's also not what happens. And also, like, why nobody else explodes when they die? Like, it's just Kano? Is it because he's Australian?
He just pops like a zit.
There's a shot spliced in there after the, like, what did you do? Where we know the gun is on the table, where we see Treat Williams and Benny, and I don't think the gun is on the table. So I think either they missed something, they lost something, or they changed something in post. And this is them trying to quickly kind of cover it up to move from one thing to the next.
Hey! We cut back to Famke Jensen, who then sneaks back into the captain's quarters, seemingly unaware that everyone else is dead? Didn't she pass any debris or destruction on the way up? Anyway, on her way up, she runs into Magua and the other terrorist guys.
Where are the other passengers?
I don't know, sleeping?
And Magua demands from her, where are the other passengers? He wants to know what happened from her.
And she's thinking quick, too, because she's like, I'm just the purser's assistant, man. I gotta ask you to leave. Like, she's on her game.
Jimon Hansoon, Academy Award nominated actor, opens the door of the vault and immediately gets an axe in the head from Canton.
Yeah, that was fucked, man. I didn't see that shit coming at all.
And then because they don't want to keep filming other people, one of the other henchmen opens fire with his RCP-120 and kills everybody else that's hiding in the vault except for the captain and Canton. And Canton says, I thought he was one of those things.
Oh, dear.
They keep saying, I'm sorry, over and over again.
One of who? What are you talking about? One of those things?
When we cut back to Treat Williams and Benny and Mamuli, he's gandered at his last pair of tits as a straight man because he's dragged off by the creature. And then Treat and Benny make their escape with the parts that they made.
Have you guys ever seen a cruise ship engine? Or like what the engine bay looks like on a cruise ship?
No.
No, they're huge, aren't they?
Enormous. And the whole engine bay is like white and bright, and there's nothing really going on. It looks like a lab almost. Like when I saw a cruise liner engine being built, and then I saw the pipe factory that they're in, it kind of took me out of it. I wish that I hadn't seen what an actual cruise ship engine looks like.
And this is, like, that whole thing is very Aliens, right? We're talking about, like, the ways that this movie is very clearly pulling from other films, but, like, that whole thing.
Oh, dude, so we got, like, Predator in the beginning. We have the Die Hard-esque team doing a heist on a cruise ship. We have the smoky pipes a la Aliens and Terminator. You know, this movie is just every movie.
Yeah.
And we got some Jaws in there too. Don't forget
Jaws.
And we got some Predator too when we finally see the creatures. Right? Like the tentacles are very Predator-esque.
Don't spoil the tentacles.
Right,
I can't wait to get there.
You hear me? They are everywhere. We've got to get off this ship.
Canton pleads with Magua to escape the ship.
What the hell was that? Finnegan? I don't know. I didn't get a good look.
Benny and Treat run from the monster and they steal the floorboard shot from Tremors.
Fuck, I love Tremors.
Well, we don't talk about good movies on this show, except for Rounders.
What about this one?
This one?
This one's
fantastic.
fantastic.
This is a great movie.
Trust me, lady, it ain't any better out there.
Famke, she escapes using the elevator, and she ends up like right in front of where Benny and Treat are. And then all the characters who are left, they all convene. They're all crammed into the elevator.
You killed him.
I didn't kill anybody. There's something on this ship.
Bullshit. No, it's not bullshit, Mr. Hanover. There are things on this ship.
Tom from Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels, he accuses Treat of killing T-Ray, Kano, and Mamuli. And he says, yeah, what did you do to them? You did it. The elevator then goes haywire. It plummets to the second level before going back up to the 10th and then dropping again.
Before we have to try and remember to talk about all of Benny's lines. But when Famke Jensen comes in the elevator and she hits Benny with her shoe, and Benny's like, I think she broke my nose. And she's like, oh, I did you a favor or something. Like, your face looks terrible.
You give me a chance to break the rest of your face. Not that anyone would notice.
Benny's line is, what is that about?
Yeah, he's just like, what the fuck? But also, I think he's trying to pull the same bullshit that he did on Layla. I think he's like, I'm going to get this lady to kiss me because I need some painkillers. There's nothing wrong with his nose. He's just trying to get another smooch, you know?
Peanut. Peanut? That never came back into it. I would have liked one moment when, as he's running away, Benny just looks and says, peanut. And he sees it like the shell just floating in the water.
Oh, if the monster was allergic to peanuts and it ate the peanut and then it died, yeah,
that's how it ends,
awesome.
Yeah.
Peanut.
The peanut. The elevator crashes and all the characters go like, I don't know how this works, but the elevator falls down. the door opens up and they all fly laterally out of the elevator like, whoa.
There's one more thing that I wanted to talk about that I thought was very funny.
Peanut.
No, I can't remember.
Peanut.
I think it's Treat Williams. He knees Tom from Lock, Stock in the dick at one point, and then Magua goes, stand down. Like, he doesn't have a gun. He just kneed him in the balls.
Holster your knee.
Put your knee away. I thought it was
They
very
open
funny.
the door to the elevator when Magua first gets there, and Treat and Benny both have machine guns, and Famke's there holding her shoe, and Magua's like, drop him. And they cut to Benny and Treat dropping their guns, and then it cuts to Famke and she drops her shoe.
So good. And the comedy ramps up in the next scene.
She's the best part of the movie.
Oh, yeah.
So when they all fly out of the elevator, they land in a corridor full of ooey gooey skeletons.
And you can see where he got the Emotep in his coffin look for the mummy. Like the corpse that Canton looks over at is that same kind of sideways slat, like jawed thing.
Yeah, they look sticky and everything.
Delightfully, as soon as they hit the ground and the door opens and they all come out of it, the elevator says, elevator is out of service.
With the characters in the ooey gooey hallway, they see at the end of the hallway, something's pounding on the door and it's bending the metal. What could be behind the door? Maybe it's Jaws. So they all just start shooting wildly, running away.
This was the first scene that I realized that this is, I think, intentionally supposed to be kind of funny. The way that they squelch down the hallway and every footstep is like, it's so gratuitous as they're walking towards the door. And then when the bracket comes off the door, and then you see it hit one wall, two wall, and then it hits the ground. I just wanted it to keep going. Like, I wanted it like one wall, two wall, three wall, over to fucking Treat's boat, you know, like up to the bridge, down, back, forth, and then hit someone in the dick.
I think, and this is like a positive thing for like Stephen Sommers, right? It feels like the elevator crashes. Like we can fit a little thing there. You know what I mean? Like they're walking down the hallway, make the footsteps a little bit squishier. The bolts come off. He's like, how about the bolts go pew, 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 and they ricochet? Like, why not just add a little bit of energy to all those little things you might skip over?
When they're in that hallway and the monster's like bending the door and bending the hallway, it's doing it so effortlessly. But you somehow, I guess it's through, would it have been like models? You really feel the weight of the wall and the door, even though that monster's kind of like pushing it and bending it like it's tinfoil.
Tom from Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels then uses some nonsense hand signals to bring everyone into a room quietly, where then they all just start talking at regular volume immediately. They all want to call for help, but they aren't able to.
Look, you don't seem to understand. Something has jammed the systems.
Not something. Someone.
And we learn from Treat that Magua and Canton are in cahoots.
Very quick, Mr. Finnegan.
Canton reveals that all the systems, he says they are melted at their core.
All the systems are melted at their core.
So the CD-ROMs that he swapped melted the boat's computers.
Ship's gotta be worth what? A couple $100 million?
487.6.
Canton, he spent his entire fortune on this ship, and then he insured it, and he wanted it to sink. He was going to evacuate the ship along with all the passengers. These bad guys were going to rob whatever was on it, and then they were going to sink the ship. Going back earlier on in our discussion, Stefan, yeah, Canton probably should have just taken the day off. There's no reason for him to be on the ship when it was going to sink.
He needed to be on the ship to disable it so they couldn't call for help, because he couldn't trust, I guess, anybody else to do it.
There's no reason why you couldn't have just put one of the mercenaries in a job on the boat. Oh, this is my nephew Tim, and he's going to work here now. And then he goes and melts down the mainframe.
This is Tim. He does CDs. He's going to handle all the CDs on the boat from now on.
I'm his
whatever.
fucking CD nephew, mate. I fucking do CDs, and I'm related to him.
Right. What's the job?
Where's the job?
Jason, we need you to go on. Yeah. You want me to kidnap these Chinese? No, we don't. There's nothing to do with kidnapping, Jason.
Yeah, right. So after I kidnap
we just want you. No, there's no.
No, where do I take them after that? Right? Take
No
them back
kidnapping.
to my house, right?
I just need you to take these CDs. CDs nuts.
I don't know why this guy's always speaking sucking D's to me.
Sucking D's?
Sucking D's nuts, yeah. Where's the job?
I once kidnapped a sucking D's.
So all the characters, they're arguing, and while they're doing this, Famke puts on some real clothes, like pants and shoes.
Practical.
So she can actually move around.
Exactly.
There's one part here that I didn't think made sense, because Tom loses his shit on Canton about how the ship has been disabled. But that was part of their plan.
That was part of the plan.
He works for Canton. Like, why is he so mad at him? You knew that.
It's like, okay, listen, Tom from Lockstock, we're disabling all the communications so they can't call for help. Oh, that's bloody brilliant, mate.
Yeah, right, that's good.
And then he gets his like, you fucking knocked out the communications, you fucking stupid cunt. How the fuck are we going to call for help? Well, we weren't supposed to call for help, remember?
Oh, behind Benny on the ceiling. Goo drips, and it reveals a CGI tentacle.
Yeah, so what had happened was...
and they shoot at the tentacle.
One of these fuckers was fucking running around upstairs and he fucking dropped a big load of jizz on Benny.
I'm not trying to make everyone have the worst cruise ever. I just want to know if any of these fucking tentacles ever shoot out of the wall and fucking drop a big load of cum all over Benny.
Have a big messy cum shot.
Go ahead, Travis.
They shoot at the tentacle.
This is my least favorite part of the movie, because we get a little bit of George Costanza on Mr. Canton, which I didn't like. He just immediately pivots to being a marine biologist as well as a weaselly little dickhead.
Well, hold on, we're not there yet. They've opened fire on the tentacle. And it opens up, and then a guy falls out.
Oh, yeah.
Half digested.
Good God, it's Billy!
Oh, no. Who's Billy? It was the guy the henchman on the boat. I don't recognize him because his face is half digested. They do old hat. They shoot the monster, and they all run away.
I was so depressed when nobody shot.
Yes, thank you. You go ahead.
Nobody shot Billy. They're just looking at him, half melted. These are supposed to be his friends.
Yeah, shoot him.
And they're just like, oh, that's fucking gay, dude.
Billy, knock it off. Billy, what are you doing? Stop. You're supposed to be on the boat. So they all split up for some reason.
Jeez Louise, lady, give a guy a heart attack.
Famke and Treat then reunite, and she asks him about, like, his boat.
You got a boat waiting outside, is that right?
Yeah.
And he says, oh, I guess if I can get you to the boat, you'll do whatever I want.
And
I can have whatever I want.
Yeah, whatever you want.
And she rolls her eyes and says, yeah, ugh, men. And then Treat says,
can you get me a cold beer?
All I want is a cold beer. Because he's a man's man and a good guy after all. And Famke is just...
And then I want you to take that bottle of beer and stick it up your
But then, here's the inexplicable edits once again. A small, gooey tentacle, about 2 feet long, hits the wall between them. Neither of them scream. Famke quietly runs away. It cuts to Treat as he falls backwards in slow motion. And then when they cut back to the wall, there's a huge tentacle that's wrapping around a pole, and it's got a pointy face with teeth. The tentacle teeth tip with no eyes or ears somehow hears Treat reaching for his gun, and then it opens its mouth, revealing the monster flower creature Demogorgon from Stranger Things, who has a xenomorph mouth inside, who has a predator mouth inside that.
And when it's closed up, it all looks like a sprig of asparagus.
It's actually a pretty cool design for a monster, and I'm fairly certain that Stranger Things stole that design. But yeah, definitely very reminiscent of Tremors. Just having this tentacle monster.
When all looks dire for Treat, Famke runs back in and she saves him.
I owe you one.
Damn right you do.
And she can run because she's wearing pants and shoes. The captain of the ship is then eaten alive, and I think his last words are cursing Canton, like, to hell.
And, like, this is another example of, like, brutality, because that hole that he gets pulled through is not big enough.
It's just big enough for his one leg. And he gets pulled through a leg-sized hole of that, like, overpass bridge thing. And you even see, like, his other leg, like, go bend upwards as he gets yanked through.
And there's all the red on the grate afterwards too. Like, yeah, it was horrible, man. That part of this was so well done.
So far, three suck jobs.
They got real good suck jobs.
They all got sucked through the holes in the one lady got suck job, the boat hole, get the toilet suck job, and then the captain got sucked right through that hole. It was a hard suck job.
The best suck jobs later, though. There's I'll tell you when we get to the best suck job in the movie.
Is it a slow suck?
It's it's like a real, like the guy's trying real hard not to bust.
Yeah, it's like Brad from Pool Hall Junkie. Stop.
After the captain gets sucked down, this is where we get our science lesson from the fucking...
Yeah, fucking Canton speculates that the creature is a mutated form of the Archaea otoya.
I'm beginning to fear that our friends here may be strange offshoot of the Archaea otoya family.
And I just wanted someone to say, shut the fuck up, dude.
You fucking nerd.
Who gives a shit what it is? And then he says something like, yo, by the way...
They drink you.
This creature, it drinks you alive by dissolving you, which is it's just eating. When you eat food, it goes inside you and then it gets dissolved. So it's just eating you. It's not drinking you alive. I guess it sounds grosser. But he says, Archaea otoya are normally as long as a pencil, but the deeper you go, the longer they get. And it doesn't matter.
Oh, I don't know if this helps, but at 50 feet, they're as long as a pencil. But shut the fuck up.
Plus, also, I could be wrong. I am not a marine biologist, but don't things generally get smaller the deeper you go?
The deeper I go, the bigger I get. You know what I'm talking about, pal?
Yeah, I
so
feel
they make their way through the ship.
Totally straight.
Totally straight.
And Benny asks, could it get any worse? And then, like clockwork, the second tower is hit. No, he says, does it get any worse? And then all the lights go out.
The only way out of here, down those steps.
Their passageway is flooded. They'll need to swim through a tunnel.
I'll go, but you're coming with me.
Treat volunteers to swim through with Magua and Tom from Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels.
Let's give the lady a real gun, shall we?
They give Famke a real gun at this time because she's terrific. And they swim through the flooded tunnel. And the swim is 20 meters. And the swim through the tunnel in Alien Resurrection is 90 meters. I don't know why I'm bringing this up, but I feel as though 20 meters is doable. 90 meters seems more implausible.
This is 60 feet.
Yeah, 60 feet, right? I think you could definitely probably hold your breath. But also your life depends on it, so your heart rate's probably jacked. They're also carrying a bunch of shit. And I don't know if anybody's ever tried swimming like in clothes.
Very hard.
But that's not easy either. Also, there's no lights under there. And for some reason, there's more pipes. Where are they that they need all of these pipes?
You get a Jurassic Park moment in this scene too, like the arm, right? Like I think it's Magua. Someone like grabs him, but then it's a disembodied arm.
No, it's Tom, I think.
Tentacles are pouring through like the hallway behind Famke Jensen, Benny, and the other henchmen where they're all waiting, and they all just decide to swim through the tunnel. And the last henchman, the one before Tom, he gets killed underwater. You see him get he gets a good suck job underwater.
They don't all decide to jump in the water, and this is another beautiful moment with Famke Jensen, and also the movie Setup and Payoff. They give Famke a real gun. And Magwa's like, it's got a hell of a kick. And she's like, psh, I can handle it. The second she goes to shoot it, it fucking knocks her backwards into the water.
I don't know if any of you did you guys see the grenade that the dude uses? Looks like a fucking Yankee candle.
Yes.
It's like a glass sphere. Like, I was like, what is this?
They all swim through the tunnel and they wind up in the crew galley.
I say we stay right here.
At this point, Tom suggests staying put, but Treat wants to keep moving. Oh, and by the way, Tom isn't mucking about. And earlier on, he told the critters, he says, these wankers are going to eat it.
Eat this, wankers.
Because he's English.
Yeah.
Right? Because he's not mucking about, you wankers.
I'm going to get Oasis tickets, isn't it?
Listen, Job. A Treat tells them the story then about the baby octopus and the sealed fish in the jar, the bottle.
This is one of the moments that I loved, speaking practically about characters, too. Because if you look at Famke Janssen, she's holding the biggest loaf of fucking bread anyone has ever seen.
This was the line of the movie, by the way. I told Travis, but Travis was like, you have to watch this movie, Deep Rising. And I'm watching it, and I've never seen this movie before in my life. We get to the bit where Treat's talking about the octopus in the jar and the fish.
I once saw a guy put a fish in a bottle and the octopus. And in less than 2 minutes, he got the cork off, slid inside, and ate the fish.
And I was like, oh shit, I remember this movie. That's the bit that stuck out to me. Because I remember the old man talking to me about, oh yeah, you know, you gotta fucking put octopus food in like a puzzle. Otherwise they get bored and then they just won't eat and then they'll just die because they hate you.
And the moral of this story is?
We're the fish.
With this story, they finally convince Tom to like get moving. What are you looking at? But it's too late because behind Tom, he's like, oh, I was talking about the monster. He's right behind me, isn't he? The tentacle rises up, and then Tom pulls out his gun, and he chases it off, shooting it while the rest of the characters make their way out. And then Tom gets, unfortunately, killed right when he says to the monster, "You want some?"
I was going to say something joke-wise there, but it kind of fell through because I couldn't think of something tough that a British person would say.
You wankers.
You fucking...
I'm not mucking about.
You wankers.
Bits and bobs, where's the queen?
Let me take him.
Yeah, Expelliarmus, you fucking... They've been shooting these tentacle monsters all movie now. As soon as one is like appearing behind somebody that's part of their party, they don't do anything. They just stare at it. Nobody says, Tom, get out of the way so we can shoot.
Faces agog, mouths agape. Because everyone looks up and behind them and he's like, what? What?
Yeah.
Aren't you guys going to tell me? I thought we were friends and now you're being this way?
I do say.
Is it Billy?
It's polite when you're speaking to somebody to look at them in the eye.
The survivors keep walking through the same looking tunnel over and over again, but they notice that they can only really go one way. The tentacles are closing off all avenues of escape. They're being forced to the bow of the ship.
They're forcing us to go where they want us to go.
Wait, now you're telling me these things can think?
Okay, so they go through more smoky, tubey, pipey, wet and gooey tunnels.
This just takes us back into the hold. That's the way up. Through there.
They're walking and Canton says, oh, let's go this way. And then he pauses at the back of the line and Famke says, aren't you coming? And he says,
I'm right behind you.
And then he goes off a different way. He's leading them the wrong way because maybe he thinks he's better off without the group of guys with guns and grenades. Everybody but Canton winds up in a room full of ooey gooey skeletons. It's every single passenger's dead body, and they're all in one very wet, sticky room.
And I guess this is where they were being forced to. Like the tentacles wanted them to see all the suck jobs in one place. I don't understand. Like, there's no real point to this after this. Because
I thought that the tentacle monster was forcing them all to the bar, and then we'd cut to like the tentacle monster dropping pills into a bunch of drinks that it laid out for them, and then you follow the tentacles and. Oh, I say you got to come and have a drink with me while I'm on the boat.
I was going to say that, like, this room is the equivalent of, like, when you go to a sports bar and you order, like, 40 wings. And, like, at the end of the night, there's, like, a basket of just, like, wing bones. As far as you know, by the way, also, it's not one monster. Spoilers, it's many monsters that you think right now. But, like, this is the room of, like, the discarded husks.
At this point, there's been a few clues. They're talking about how they're being herded somewhere. They have the whole octopus riff, but also in the underwater scene. And I made a note of this and didn't bring it up just because we were laughing at something else. The tentacles pull back in a way that was very reminiscent of Tremors after their heads have been blown off. So you're like, okay, like that's got to be something else, right?
So in the ooey gooey skeleton room, the hull breaks open and the room begins to fill with water. They are Canton running and follow him. What the fuck did I write?
They see Canton running. They see him.
Okay, so they see Canton running.
Canton!
And they follow him, and he does that thing that you see in action movies where they go, don't you close that door!
Don't you close that door!
Or Burke, open this door, you bastard!
A wall of water washes away Famke and Treat.
Wall of water? Yeah, well, you know, it's not just water. It's like dog shit, street sludge.
Benny and Magua, they use grenades to escape their tentacles.
Also, another great little moment where, hey, give me one of those grenades, and then Benny just throws it.
Yeah.
And then he's like, you idiot, you gotta arm it first. It's like, well, you never showed me that.
We talked about this at the beginning before we were recording, but we never talked about Benny's one great line that you were talking about that was improvised that you really loved. I don't know if you wanted to bring that one up.
That line where they're waiting for their turn to swim under to the other side, and Benny turns...
Peanut.
Benny turns to Famke Janssen, and he's like, can you just get asthma? I loved it. That improvised line.
One of the best.
I love Benny.
Benny's fantastic in this movie.
He's so good that we're not even referring to him as his actual character's name. We're calling him the character that he was in The Mummy with Brendan Fraser.
Not Stanley Tucci. He is Benny.
Treat and Famke, they run through a very familiar-looking door.
I lost the backpack! It's got the engine parts to my boat! We're not going anywhere without them!
Also, at this point, Treat loses his backpack, which had the replacement parts for his boat.
Yep.
So they're gone.
What are we gonna feed him?
Didn't you hear me? What are we gonna feed him? And then Magua just shoots Benny in the leg, hoping that he'll be slow enough that they'll get him first and he can make his escape. At that point of the movie, I was depressed because I was like, oh great, Benny's gonna fucking die. Thank you, movie. But he doesn't. He doesn't die just yet.
The villagers are frightened. They need a sacrifice to the mighty gorilla.
We cut to Canton, who makes his way outside.
It's going to sink.
The boat will sink. He's pleased to know that the boat will sink because of insurance money. He then looks out and he sees an island.
And what does he say when he sees the island?
He says, Little St. James, I'm coming, Epstein.
Yeah, he goes full-blown psycho as the movie progresses on. He starts like talking to himself and shit. Before we leave Benny, though, Benny hides in a like a crawl space or like a dumbwaiter or something.
Yeah, in the most advanced ship on the ocean, there's a fucking dumbwaiter.
Yeah, I wanted to bring this up.
It's impervious to weather.
Peanut. Because earlier...
Top of the line.
Earlier in the movie, somebody...
Peanut?
Literally says Peanut. Someone says there's nowhere to hide. And then as the movie progresses, I'm like, there are numerous places to hide on this ship.
There's so many crawl spaces and pipes and open areas to squeeze into.
Pipes and shit everywhere.
Treat, Williams, and Famke, they're outside the boat. They've escaped somewhat, and they also see that there's an island as well. They see the same island that Canton sees.
That heap of junk is your boat?
You got a better one?
They use like a hoist to rappel down onto Treat's little pleasure vehicle.
This was when I've kind of not fell in love with the movie, but fell in love with it all over again. Because not only was it fun in like the best kind of way, but we actually started getting payoffs for a lot of stuff from the beginning of the movie at this point. Because this is the one line that he says about how he's flying blind at the beginning with Pantucci, or sailing blind. He says, you know how many uncharted islands are around here?
You know how many uncharted islands are around here?
I don't know. 2?
And now we got one.
Thank you for keeping an eye out for those little details, because I was too distracted by the giant sea monster. So Benny, having survived, he walks into the casino area, and it's Magua. And he's being eaten alive by one of those tentacles.
This is the suck job I was talking about.
This is that slow suck.
He's trying so hard not to bust. It's the most intense facial acting in this movie. It made me feel many things, but yeah, this is that one. This is intense.
Yeah, it made me come. So Magua's being sucked off, right? Benny gives him a pistol and says,
don't say I never gave you nothing.
And what they're implying here is that, hey, you don't have to die by being drank by the Atoya, whatever the monster's called, the Toyota something.
The Oogie Boogie Man.
You don't have to get sucked off by the Toyota Oogie Boogie. You can just shoot yourself in the head. Benny walks away, and then Magua just tries to shoot him and kill him. The ultimate payback is then when Magua turns the gun on himself and he pulls the trigger, there are no bullets left.
Ha.
So he has to just be, dranken.
Sucked off by his own petard.
Famke goes off to look for keys and gasoline.
Find the keys!
Yeah!
Make sure it's got gas!
Treat is on the boat, his little boat.
Did you miss me? Quit screwing around. Get to the engine room and get me any power you can. Fast.
And Benny and Treat, they reunite. All right. Treat then has a plan.
Plan my ass! Without those parts, this thing ain't gonna go more than about a city block!
Well, that's all I'm gonna need!
He arms the torpedoes, and he sets a course on the ship, autopilot, to curve the boat out away, and then back into the cruise ship with the torpedoes armed so it'll explode. At this point, Benny asks about Layla, and
heartbreaking.
I don't think she made it. Benny goes, oh, okay, he goes off to do his work, and then he's crying while he's grinding and welding, which were two of Layla's favorite hobbies.
Hell yeah, dude. Fucking grinding and welding.
He's just crying and grinding nothing. He's like, go get me more power. Cuts to him just grinding a table.
Oh, and since we see the boat in a wide shot, the commando music kicks back in. Treat engages the autopilot, so they're able to destroy the cruise ship. Famke gets some keys.
She uses her rifle.
This part.
She uses her rifle to like break some glass.
This part.
So she can open a door. And then she uses that big fuck off rifle to break the tiny little glass that's holding the 3 Sea-Doo keys.
And in the frame, too, Steph, I love that you wrote this down because this fucking killed me. It felt like Airplane. Because, yeah, she breaks the big glass and then opens the door and then breaks the tiny glass. But there's like, you can see on the side of that cabinet, there's just a little clasp.
Yeah, it's not
there's
even
no
like
lock or anything. You just see the thing.
Smashy. He's just ready to break everything.
Canton returns and he says, I want those keys.
Hello.
And he chases Femke with a flare gun.
Mm-hmm.
And then Treat sees that and Treat says, Femke Jensen! Or whatever. And then he runs after her to save her.
Hey, lady!
Benny stays aboard the little pleasure boat.
Because he's going to pump off.
No, this part I didn't get.
Yeah, he's going to pump off by himself.
Because they spent so much time trying to get the boat going, and they made such a big deal out of it. He then tells him to turn the boat off.
This is like good movie logic. The plan was for Famke to get the Sea-Doo and the gas so that they could set that boat on its course to hit the cruise ship, and then they would all leave together. But when he saw that Famke wasn't going to make it off the boat, he needed to conserve the fuel on his boat because it was only going to run for 5 minutes because he was going to run out of time. It's like they're not going to bail on Famke. So he had to get them to shut off the boat so he could rescue Famke and then get back on, start the boat, and set it on its autopilot.
Yeah, and I guess normally in a movie they'd just be like, just send it now, and if we get off, it doesn't matter, right? But he's actually like, oh, okay, yeah, that does make sense.
Canton is chasing after Famke Jensen. He's like, oh, you bitch.
You bitch!
And he's shooting at her with flares. And the flare gun has, I don't know why it's a double barrel flare gun. And he's got more bullets for the flare gun. Like he's reloading the flare gun as he's shooting and missing.
She's hiding from him in the main atrium. He catches up to her and is about to kill her, but Treat comes in right before that happens. Then the whole ship starts to shake. Up from the floor, it all breaks open and the monster reveals itself that it's not actually a bunch of little tiny eel monsters, but it's one...
It's Harvey Weinstein.
Yes, it reveals itself to be one giant creature with hundreds of tentacles. And then Treat says, now there's something you don't see every day.
Cool as hell.
He should have said, ah! Also, I've dubbed the monster either tentercules or octercules.
Tentercules is really good. There was a moment in this when Canton runs away and Treat's shooting at him, and you can tell he's not shooting to actually hit him. You know what I mean? He's just shooting to like get him to run away, which I thought was a good character choice. But they must use a shotgun squib at one point because Canton runs by a wall and then like 1,000 holes appear in it immediately. Then Tentercules shows up.
Yeah, so where are you, Travis? You going to talk more about this interaction with Tentercules?
Tentercules grabs Treat, and as it's lifting him up with one set of tentacles, another tentacle like...
punches him.
Yeah.
I wrote that down too.
What the fuck was that about?
Right in the face.
Like it's fucking with him.
And then it's lifting him up and it's bringing him close to its mouth. And you see that the monster, it doesn't look like an octopus because it has like a regular mouth and eyes. The face and teeth remind me of the Rancor from Return of the Jedi.
I kind of thought that it looked like Slimer a little bit.
And as it's raising Treat up to eat him, the monster like turns and gives Treat the eye.
Yeah.
And then Treat Williams says, by the way, he's very cool at this moment. Like, oh, darn. The monster's got me. Keep your head on your shoulders here, Treat. You always can wriggle your way out of these. He's not going, ah, like I would be doing. But the monster gives him the eye and he says,
I don't swing that way.
What are you looking at?
What are you looking at?
You ain't sucking me off. He pulls out a shotgun from his back and he shoots the monster in the eye, and his eyeball bursts like a blister, and then the tentacle releases its grasp, and Treat falls to the ground, and then it tries to smush him, but he rolls out of the way. He's too fast. He's too good. He's too cool.
Feel good. Feel strong.
Al.
Feel bad. Feel weak.
How you feeling, Al?
Feel good. Feel strong.
Oh, Al.
Feel bad. Feel weak.
There's also a good callback to the very first time we meet the mercenaries, because to get Kano to puke, Jamin Hansu says, I want to eat, what does he say, monkey brains and something else, and a big elephant eyeball, and raw so I can feel it pop.
Pantucci! Come on! Let's get the hell out of here!
He calls out for Benny. Strange that he calls him Pantucci when his name's Benny, but he calls out for Pantucci. We don't see him, but we see a hole through like the windshield of the boat, and he looks despondent. He hangs his head because he sees Benny's hat. But Benny's head isn't attached to the hat, just the hat, right? Usually there's a person underneath the hat on top of the head. You know how hats work. I'm a straight guy. I know what breasts are like. Canton sees the boat moving below him. He jumps down like 3 stories onto the boat, unaware that it's on a mission of self-destruction. And when he lands, he breaks his leg, and then his glasses fall off, and then his glasses break, and then his hand, it slips into like wet cake, and then he steps on a mouse trap, and then he gets stung by a bee, and then he sits in wet paint.
The fact that he gives a little like evil little cackle before he jumps off the boat was the best part.
All for Canton!
This is a good point. Do either of you know anything about boats?
I know where the bow is.
I don't know much about boats, but there was something that irked me about Treat's boat and like the joystick. What do you call it on a boat? The thing that you steer the boat.
Rudder?
The throttle?
No, the handle that does the directions.
The steering wheel.
But it's not a wheel.
You have a rudder on a boat.
Ordinarily, like on a big pirate ship, it's the big wheel, right? On most power boats, it's like a steering wheel. This thing is like a joystick, but the joystick isn't like directly in front of him. It's down and then it snakes out to the side, and it looks like it doesn't look like it's like a functional.
It's like the rudder on a paddle boat, and you only have like left or right, and you just move the thing either front or back.
Yeah.
It's very rudimentary.
The characters keep reconvening in the little gift shop area with the wave runner.
Jesus, lady, watch it, will ya?
Famke returns and she almost shoots Treat. She shoots like around him and she misses, and he goes, "That's okay. I'm too dreamy to get shot at."
He still calls her lady. Like after everything that they've been through.
Lady?
Bitch has got no names.
And then the best scene of the movie happens.
Well, that's a hell of a jump. Let's get up to speed.
They both board a single yellow and purple wave runner. Am I wrong to call it a wave runner? Is it called a Sea-Doo?
I think all Sea-Doos are wave runners, but not all wave runners are Sea-Doos.
And they start to make their like escape, and they need to build up enough speed to like jettison themselves out from where they are.
Hang on.
But they need to like get like a running go at it.
Oh, shit!
But when they try and make their escape, a bunch of tentacles are in the way. And then the wave runner turns, and then they're zipping through these hallways.
Treats like he's on the wave runner, right? And he takes the shotgun and he points it like behind him and he like shoots at the tentacle monster. And then Treats like, "Cock it." And then Famke like reaches symbolically and like puts her hand on the shaft of the shotgun. And Treat's like, "Not that one." First, let me just say that this whole Sea-Doo sequence is absolutely brilliant. It's actually a Sea-Doo. The stunt driving is amazing. Treat is like zipping along, and he sees that there's an elevator door, and it must be a service elevator because it has 2 doors. Treat's like, "Fuck, that door is closed. How am I going to open it?" "I'll use trusty bullets." And he shoots the elevator door button to open the elevator. And then he gets Famke to cock his shotgun again. And then he shoots the second button. Like, it worked once before, it's going to work again.
It had like some Evil Dead vibes in this scene, which I really liked. But the other thing, I don't know if either of you guys heard this, but when they get on the Sea-Doo right at the beginning, there's like a really fast snare track in the background, and then some bass comes in. The first thing that it sprang to mind for me was the Day Bow Bow song, like from Ferris Bueller when they're about to drive the car.
Day Bow Bow.
Oh, Day Bow Bow.
Day Bow Bow. I thought that song was about to come on, and I got so excited.
I know Canton is going to get what for when the boat explodes, but it would have been nice as they're zipping through like the tunnels. You hear Treat say, "Cock it." He shoots the door open, and then the elevator door opens, and Canton, like, he's standing there. He turns and goes, and then, like, the Sea-Doo just hits him, and he explodes into, like, a million body parts.
Pasted.
Treat and Famke, they're zipping around the hallways, evading the tentacles that are rushing at them, and they make it back, like, around to where they were originally stationed in that little gift shop. And they have now enough speed, and they launch out of the side of the boat just as Treat's pleasure boat makes its way back into the cruise ship with the torpedoes. They must have been transporting phosphorus because the whole boat just starts to explode. So Treat and Famke like launch out of the hole. There's like a wall of flames behind them. But what I really like about this is it cuts back to like to the center of the ship. The monster is being engulfed in flames, and it sort of looks like the monster's going, "No! My plans have been thwarted."
And it gets blown into, like, I would say 3 or 4 dozen chunks of meat that you actually see just, like, go flying. I thought that part was amazing.
We shouldn't skip over this, but that the actual CGI on the monster is awful.
The CGI is terrible. The practical effects are amazing.
Yeah.
It's good sometimes. It may be a practical tentacle in some areas, But like the actual shot of like the CGI monster, it looks like it's PlayStation 2 graphics.
It really doesn't matter though. Like, I'm so into the movie.
No, it doesn't. Exactly.
Like, the monster could have looked even worse. Like, it could have looked like PlayStation 2 graphics, and I wouldn't have cared.
Well, and I think that that's what the draw, like, and what is so kind of universal about these old monster movies, right? That's why there is so much buildup. Because we know that when we see the monster, it's going to look like shit. So they build up to it so much using what they can, practically speaking, that you don't even care.
What I also think separates a movie like this from, like, a modern-day version of this movie is that they would have the people become CGI and the set also becomes CGI. They're using a CGI monster, but they're using dummies and practical sets and practical effects, which makes it feel real. So because more than half of it is real, my brain is like the rest of it's real too.
My favorite effect in the movie is the exploding boat. I love when scale models explode.
Can I also point out that fire is always the same size? And I'll try and explain what I mean. It's like I've seen cheap, shitty B movies where they have like a scale model of a house and they want to show it on fire. But because the fire is always the same size, you can tell that it's a miniature house because the fire could never get that big. It's expertly done. The fire on this scale model of this cruise ship somehow manages to look like a cruise ship that's actually on fire.
You can't scale fire, you can't scale smoke, and you can't scale water droplets. If you have a small model, they'll always look fake. So you have to build the biggest possible model you can.
It's funny that you bring that up too, because I was looking this up earlier for the exact same reason, and they had two models on this movie. They had a 38-foot one for the shots when it's on the ocean, and they had a 110-foot boat when they blew it up.
Femke and Treat, they make their way to that deserted island where they will surely die. But that's okay, because now they can have great sex.
Well, I guess we're stuck on this island.
And then Benny somehow survived!
Yay!
He's on a surfboard.
Hell yeah.
Hey, guys!
Benny rolls up right after they smooch for the first time, and he's like, did I just see, like, fuck time? And they said, no. And he's like, it's cool, I'm about it. We were in a throuple before, and by God, I don't even care if that other lady's dead, because now we got you.
And then a tall man with long gums and gray hair in a linen suit steps out of the jungle.
Jeffrey Epstein, no!
Is this Little St. James Island?
Before we go on to the roar of Epstein, I wanted to talk about Benny's line when he says,
Was it the water in my eyes, or did I just see a little lip action between you two?
Did I see a little lip action between you two? Meanwhile, every single passenger was horrifically dissolved in the intestinal fluids of some unknown aquatic beast. But did I see a little lip action there? And then all is well, I guess, but we hear monster sounds. Maybe we're on Skull Island. And then the camera, it helicopters out and you see Mount Doom.
As a volcano.
And then Treat says,
what the fuck was that?
Now what?
Oh, that's what it is.
But yeah, Skull Island is just a name. I don't know if you guys are aware.
What he meant is that Monster Island is actually a peninsula.
I wish they were going to Candy Apple Island.
What do they have there?
Apes, but they're not so big.
This wasn't a B movie. Like, that's the thing. I don't understand why. I guess it was
a
flop.
It looked expensive as hell.
Yeah, it was a flop, but it was a well done, well thought out movie. That was one of the things that I liked the most about it. Everything came back around. I didn't see anything in the first 10 minutes that didn't come back in the end. The torpedoes, even the game of the poker game comes in at the end when Canton's on the boat and they're about to crash and he sees the thing say game over.
And he says time's up, right? He learns that the monster is using their own satellites against them.
I have an idea.
And then he goes to Bill Pullman.
And then he finds out that he's the one.
That's right. Well, we forgot the actual ending of the film, which was Treat says, well, I guess the deep rising. And then it goes, come on, dude. And then it cuts to that song from The Matrix, and it says written and directed by the Wachowskis. How come Treat Williams isn't in more things that I know?
I don't know.
Maybe he is.
Who's the guy that plays Castle? That Finn.
Oh, I know. Oh my
Finnerly.
God, he was also in the Suicide Squad. He was.
What the goddamn is his name?
No, he was the guy.
Who? He plays Castle?
Yeah, in that show, Castle.
He plays Castle. He was on Firefly, the captain of the ship in
dreamy
Firefly.
Oh, Nathan Fillion.
Nathan Fillion.
That's all you had to say was Firefly. Is Nathan Fillion. Yeah.
Oh, excuse me, fucking nerd. Oh, Firefly. Let me tell you all about Firefly. I know.
Oh, I can tell you everything about all one season and movie of Firefly.
But yeah, he's got a Nathan Fillion vibe. He's also got the dude that played Hercules type of vibe. on the TV show Hercules.
Yes. What is that?
Kevin Sorbo?
Kevin Sorbo.
He has the Kevin Sorbo minus the psychosis.
The brain worms, Travis. Don't be disrespectful.
Kevin Sorbo's brain is now turned into sorbet.
I think that overall, the one thing that I love the most about this is it's kind of like The Mummy. Like, he's obviously trying to find that style here. It doesn't take itself too seriously, and it takes the opportunities, like you said earlier, Travis, to make sure that you get the most out of the movie.
And it feels like they're trying to set up like another or like a sequel or like different monsters because they blew up Tentercules. Maybe this is where Tentercules, from where he emerged. Maybe there's some sort of natural radiation which causes these animals to mutate.
Are you guys just faux speculating, or did you read up on it?
I'm speculating. I'm speculating fully. But
okay, so that actually it's Skull Island that they end up at. He was actually supposed to do King Kong afterwards.
Oh, for real?
But he got signed on to do The Mummy.
So that actually is supposed to be... Are you fucking
No,
with us?
100%. Skull Island. I was reading about it.
So that's King Kong coming through the trees there.
No, that's Mecha Epstein.
King Kong versus Godzilla versus Ghidorah versus Epstein. You hire Treat Williams, and we can call it King Dong, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about, pal?
No, it was Benny who's got the fat hog trying to sneak around the bottom of the ship. Can't even walk right.
Peanut.
Peanut?
Peanut.
Peanut.
Peanut?
Peanut.